Okay, here we go. All right.
And we are live, y'all. Hey, what's up,
Yes.
y'all?
Hey, hey, hey.
Going
Hey, what's
down.
up out there, Facebook world? This is your girl, Dizzy, and welcome to the episode of What You Got to Say. Of course, I got my crazy co-host in the building. What's up, Miss Sheila Mahogany?
What's up? Hey y'all.
And what's up, my homeboy, Mr. Tyrone Gregory?
Hey, let's get it. Gang, gang.
All right, what's up, Miss Cool Candace? Cool Candace.
What up, y'all? Time to chop it up.
And what's up, Mr. Cabana Black?
Hey, everybody. I'm that dude. Let's get into this thing.
True, true. All right, so the topic of discussion today is why they hate on me. So, you got a lot of times you looking through social media or talking amongst your friends, family, whatever, and everybody's always talking about, oh, I got haters, I got haters, I got haters. And I think a little bit of everybody on this planet at one point in time or another has felt as if they were hated or hated on or just experienced a situation in their life where they just did not feel really appreciated where they were. And so we want to kind of talk about that today, what situations we've encountered, what did we do with those situations? Did we acknowledge it? Did we ignore it? And, maybe how that kind of prepared us or got us to be the person that we are today. So who would like to start this one off?
Well, I'm still trying to get the live together so I get this watch party.
Look, I think we all trying to do the same thing at the same time. Like, let me get this watch
That's
party.
terrible.
And make sure everybody, those that are tuning in, just leave your comments. Tell us what you've been hated on and why you've been hated on and the things that you had to go through so we can bring it up and really share with the rest of the world, because we definitely want everyone to feel a part of this discussion. Yes.
And what we would like is also
Come on.
be like uber disrespectful. Like, you don't have to get on here and be like, Tina old punk ass said this, that, the third.
Well, then what am I supposed to do now?
No, Keela's gonna do that. But I mean, say what the situation is, and say how you handled it. But we don't have to throw government names out there and what had happened. And let's not get into all that. So we're not gonna jump in hate mail and all. We're not gonna get into all that. So we want to talk about how it affected you, what happened with you, how it affected you, without destroying somebody's life today.
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 I can't help what comes out of my mouth sometimes.
We know. We are aware. We are aware. And also, like Cabana said, if anybody has any situations where they felt that they have been hated on, please share it with us.
Hey,
Share it.
Kashama. How you doing, Kashama?
We will read. We will read it out. We'll look if you are available, we might even bring you up on the chat. We'll see what's up. We'll see.
Hey, Mariella. Hey, Patricia.
So y'all got it together? Y'all got the watch party going?
I'm sharing. I'm trying to. There we go. I had to find the button that said start a watch party.
Everybody, we still getting used to this.
Yes.
This is our second live, number 2. So we're getting used to this. But right now, like we said before, for just those that are just coming on, what are the things that you've been hated on? And what did you do about it? Or how did you feel about it? Did you feel like it was justified? Because sometimes you might feel like the hate is justified. Did you feel like, no, it wasn't? So let us know, because we about to get into this gig.
Right.
Let me tell y'all this.
You got one, Kelly? Kelly. What the hell?
She's a Kelly.
I don't even know a Kelly. No, I know 2 Kellys.
Roland.
Roland Clarkson. All right, what's up, Keela? What you got? My bad.
So I've had an experience for about a year where it was just like, I was playing basketball and it was just like this person was just bullying me for what I don't know. I might know, but we won't discuss that. But it was of no fault of my own. I can only be who I am. And sometimes, females can really be intimidated by that, especially if you are the new person. And I think me moving around so much, I was the new person so often that you know, I had to make friends quickly, but if there was somebody who did not, you know, who was intimidated by a new person coming into a group, and I'm not even saying that it just has to be me, but it can be anyone, and then maybe you start hanging out with that person's friends and, you know, whatever, that people can get jealous. And so it just became a constant thing to where at practice, outside of practice, everything for a year, it was nonstop. Calling names, you know, like talking mess, spreading lies. And that's where I will say it helped me because it was the time where I said, you know what, people are going to say whatever they want about you, even if you're doing it or not. You can be trying to be the best person that you can, because I'm trying to make a good impression as I'm coming into a brand new, you know, school. And like, it didn't matter. And so at that point I was like, I'm doing what I want. People like have confidence and stand tall in the things that I do, so that no matter what anybody brings to me, like I can stand by that, because that's exactly what I said. That's exactly what I did. And it's my business and I'm grown, you know. But that's what that situation taught me. But yeah, it was a year full of hate.
I mean, what type of crap were they doing?
Yeah.
What type of stuff were they
So
doing?
I mean, just spreading lies about, you know, sleeping with people,
Wow.
like talking to coaches, you know, saying shit, actually being physical in practice, like going extra, you know what I mean, fouls after the fact. It's like, girl, that was the last, you know, two times ago. How did I end up on the floor? You know what I mean? And
Right.
it was very evident. And like talking shit to people on the team. It was, you know, it was constant. I could be in one seat on the plane and she'll be 2 seats behind me, and it's just like, you know, like this. And mind you, like I said, I'm new. She's not.
So
That
so that mean girl thing is a
yeah.
real thing, like for real. Because I'm surprised that you didn't. You know, I'm not an advocate of fighting, but I'm
No,
like a year of somebody
it
doing
ended
that.
up,
That's insane to me.
yes,
You
it ended
know,
up with a fight. It ended up with me finally, like with me at a party and someone thinking that I'm by myself now. I'm not with my friends anymore because I'm the last one to leave, you know, the club.
Right.
You think I'm by myself, and I wasn't, you know.
Mm.
And then it was a jumping situation where 3 people, you know, decided to jump me, but they did not know that my friends were close by, you know. And so it ended up like that. It ended up in people getting in trouble. It ended up with me getting in trouble. It I don't know what could have been done differently, because I told adults, you know, mind you, I'm only 20, 19, 20 years old. You know, I told the staff, I told all these people, and just nothing was being done about it. The person ended up having to leave the school because it was just that much trouble going on. And
wow.
I was just another person on that ring. But it was like just the lies being spread and stuff like that was like, it's unnecessary, you know. But it taught me a lesson. It taught me to be stronger, and it taught me to be more convicted in the things that I do. So
I commend you. First of all, that's
Yeah.
thumbs up and everything, especially you know a year of someone constantly. I
I
mean,
mean, don't get me wrong, it wasn't like I was just sitting there taking it most of the time, you know what I'm
right.
saying? But
You
you
were
know,
popping back off too.
yeah.
I didn't even know you played basketball, so I'm like, yo, I just learned something new. I did not know that. I can see that, though. I can see that. I can see that.
Wait.
But
Yeah. So that was you know, that was a trying time where I really learned about hate as an adult, as a young adult. And it came from another woman, and I didn't understand it. But you know, you got to take things as lessons, and that's what I try to do.
well,
Mm.
I
Okay.
definitely don't understand how women. I definitely really do not understand how Black women hate on Black women. That bothers me to my core. And anybody out there that can relate to that, and you're a woman, you know, talk about that. But that bothers me to the core. I don't see how. I always see Black women at top, and then I'll see Black women like, I'm like, why y'all saying that? Don't say that. Lift her up, you know.
You're right, but people are people, and I don't know. I don't even know if there's going to be a woman who can say that they haven't been close to it. Maybe their best friend has gone through it or whatever. I don't know. But is it the same thing with men though? Do you think that men get in as many catty? Yeah.
Yes.
Men
I've
are
seen it.
worse.
Men are very, very petty
But
towards
we
each
all
other.
just like
Hey,
that.
petty though. We petty. Like we
Yeah.
petty. We
Petty.
petty kings.
Yeah.
Like I've seen dudes lie on what each other has on saying, you know, he got VD and he's spreading it around and talk to other females that the dude is trying to, you know, have a relationship with. And they were like, yeah, he got VD. I don't know why you messing with him anyway.
Yeah.
Excuse
That's
Yeah.
funny that Candace say that, because that is what I have found. Men can be petty, but like their male on male hate is, they may hate on what the dude has,
Mm-hmm.
but the way they try to get back is, let me go holler at his girl. Let me try to get at his girl. It's like they don't go like for the jugular straight to the dude. They may talk trash about the dude, but if they really want to get that dude all riled up, they always either go for his girl
Or hang out with his boys.
or lie about, I've been with his girl already, or she was with me first, or whatever, to discredit his female. And I'm like, why is she, that ain't even her drama.
Right.
No, that's the
Yeah,
jugular. That is the jugular for a male. To go after his girl, his family, that's the jugular right there.
Right.
You can
So
do
I
whatever
got
you want with me.
people
You can say
online.
whatever you want about me, but don't mess with my wife, my kids, you know what I'm saying, my family. Once you go that route, it's like, yeah, I gotta hurt this motherfucker now.
Right. So we got people online actually that are responding. So Miss Fawcett said, hey y'all, what's up? She said, bullies. I hate at work. Wow, it's insane. Going back to office management, trying to deframe my character with clients. Bullies grow up to be assholes, and most of all, bitter. Lance, that's our homie. He back. Look,
What up, Lance?
What up, Lance?
What's up?
so Lance says, I think the problem with people is that they only see the screenshots of your life and then judge you based off those screenshots. People will make mistakes, however, the mistakes do not define you as a person. For example, I was part of infidelity one time in my life. Hold up, I'm lost. Okay, many years ago, that was alcohol related. People who caught wind of this define me as a piece of shit person. As wrong as that situation is, that is not who I was as a person. I caught a lot of hate off that incident instead of encouraging me to do things the right way after. It was always thrown in my face. There were habits and lifestyle changes that I had to make in order to prevent those from happening again. So that's just an example of how I handled that situation to become the person that I am today. And I agree with that, Lance, 100%. You do have a lot of times where people will only define you by the negative thing that happened in your life. Yeah. And they never want to acknowledge the growth since that time. But they all that same piece. Go ahead, Candace.
I was saying they can't get past it on their own. It's like, this doesn't even have anything to do with you. Why are you so concerned or worried about it?
Correct. Who's got
That's powerful? That's powerful to me in the sense of he came and told his truth and he acknowledged the hate. Like, you know, there's consequences to every action, of course. And when you have a negative thing that you've done in the light of the people, those consequences is like, you know, they bring like the chopping block and cut your head off and be done. And it kind of reminds me of now the hate that is forming into what is called cancel culture. So it's very sad to see that. I do understand people need to understand when they've done wrong, but like he said, you do have to help them to do right, you know. Gotcha. So that's interesting. That's very interesting. Thank you, Lance. That was dope.
Hey to Miss Amelia Parker. Hey to Miss Debbie. Hey, Shane. About time you checked in with us. Shane is in the building. Yes, what's up?
Hey, Stephanie.
Yes. So you got a story for us, Greg? You got anything? Ever felt hated on, disrespected?
When once upon a time when I was in the military, I you know, young private. Now, mind you, I was still in my early 20s though, but I had a NCO who actually stayed in the barracks with us, but he was like our acting first sergeant at the time. Cool guy. So I thought, hang out, you know, but he took that kindness of mine and tried to use it and wanted me, we were in Germany at the time, he wanted me to sign his barber in on base, who just happened to be a female. well, I'm not signing her in. I don't even know her, number one. And she ain't cutting my hair. So, no. I got in trouble because I wouldn't sign her in. So, the next day at work, he charged everything. Every little thing I do, he just nitpicks with me. Sharky this, you need to do that. Hey, why you ain't do this? This ain't squared away. When all my job was done, I'm actually going around helping other people. So I get fed up. I cuss him out, but I cussed him out in front of the whole formation, which that was my fault. But when you mess with me too long, it's like, you know, I'm only gonna be calm. Yeah, you keep poking at me, I'm gonna go at you. So I caused that on myself. But the good thing about it was, I know my rules and regulations. So he pulled me to the side by himself. He didn't write a counseling. He didn't have another NCO present. And he told me that I was supposed to sign in with the CQ all weekend, which was a 4-day weekend. I had to sign in every day, every 2 hours. Okay. As soon as we got off work, we got to the barracks. I was all the way in a whole nother city for the whole 4-day weekend. Because you keep messing with me. Like, that was just one incident with him. It's been multiple incidents. Like, this dude would just always mess with me. So, like, I ended up getting like 3 ARC-15s in 1 year fucking with this guy.
The same dude?
The same guy.
Yo, Lance
in my career.
Lance said, bro, that's definitely an IG complaint.
I swear to God.
Exactly.
Lance, like, you need to be at IG with this, bro. For real.
Right.
Yeah, so like I felt like I was getting nitpicked on because I was a PFC and he was like a staff sergeant first class. But nah, bro, we in human resources. I know these rules. You're not about to get me. But then I end up getting got because my mouth.
Got you.
So that's the closest I got for y'all. Like right now, I don't know.
I got you. So we got Mr. Brandon Withers up in here with us today. He said, "What's up, twin Gregory?"
Yo,
what's up, Brandon? We see you.
What up, Brandon?
So Shane had some insight about cancel culture. So he said cancel culture is a bit short-sighted, but I'm torn. Some folks do learn and grow, but some just get tired of being held accountable and act like everyone should just move on. Like, no, until I see the change, until I see the change that shows to me that I can trust you in my life and with my family, I'm going to be wary. But some of the best friends are ones I fucked up in front of and walked through that growth with me. So definitely, I agree with that 100%, Shane. There are some people that I know that I had as my ride or dies, and they've seen me in all types of situations, and I'm not judged by those situations. It's like we're at a point now that we are so past that situation that it has become one of the funny stories.
You can laugh.
I can laugh about it now because I passed it. I've healed from it. It's no longer something that can be held under my head because I acknowledged it. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I did that. Yeah, that happened. Yeah, I was dumb. And I'm going to laugh about it now. But I can't imagine any of those friends, and I'm talking about the people I really call my friends, to 5 years from now throw that up in my face. You see what I'm saying? But I choose my friends very carefully. So
I couldn't see it happening one time. I wish. No. Leave me alone about it.
True.
We got some people chiming in. I want to say, hey, Andrea. Hey, Raina. Hey, Maya. Hey, Dave. Hey, Rashida, Brittany, Veronica.
What's up? Come on.
Okay. Look at it, kid. Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, Mike, Ralph.
Oh, no.
Look, I'm dealing with this exact thing in the military right now. So I totally understand that. I remember this was back in the day when I was in college. So Keela, we were about the same age range, early 20s. But there was this organization that I wanted to be a part of. And prior to that, I had a close-knit circle of girls that were my friends, that were my ride or die. There were 4 of us. And everywhere we went, we were always together. We would go to class, but we would always meet up in between, or we would go hang out in the student center, or a couple of them I worked with, or we were on the dance team together, but we were always everywhere together. We would party together. I was always the DD to make sure, you know, hey, we're going to get there. We're going to get home. Everybody's going to be straight. And anytime we showed up, wherever we went, everybody's heads turned because we were always in heels. We always had like a nice blouse or blazer on with some cute jeans, like, and everybody else rolling out of bed, going to class in like pajama pants and a holy t-shirt. No, because I take pride in my appearance. So I was gonna wear my stilettos with some cute jeans and a nice little blazer. No, I was cute. So aside from that, my close-knit friend of friends. So there were some people around campus that kind of didn't really take kindly to us being so cute. We thought we were better than everybody because of how we dressed.
To me being so cute.
Wait a minute, let's pause on that because that was great. That's almost a Keela moment. She said, they didn't take too kindly to us being so cute. You better not deny your cuteness. I'm just saying, I love it. Come on, queen. Come on, queen. Okay, go back to your story. I'm sorry.
Okay, I love that.
Look, so aside from that, there was one of the girls, she was in, there was a different girl, she was in class with me, and we had the same major. So a lot of times, like, if we were studying, you know, I'd be like, hey, come ride with me, or she would hit me up, hey, can you take me here? Stuff like, look, just small stuff. We were studying for an exam, preparing for a paper, doing research, stuff like that. So she was already a part of the organization that I wanted to be a part of. So it wasn't that I was trying to befriend her for that reason. We had the same major. So we all had the same professors. We all had the same assignments. Stuff was all due. So, you know, we all chimed in, worked together, stuff like that. So in some kind of way, I mentioned to her one day, I was like, hey, you know, I'm interested in joining your organization at some point in time, not necessarily right now, but if it does happen now, that's fine. I said my dad was a part of one part of the organization, and I'm interested in being a part of it as well. I've done a little bit of research and things like that. And she was like, all right, cool. You know, I'll definitely, you know, let you know as soon as, you know, we do decide to, you know, do intake or whatever, stuff like that. All right, cool. I left that conversation and we kept studying, going different places. She needed a ride to, you know, to a party that we're all going to, or we're all going out to eat. Cool. So fast forward like maybe a month or two, or maybe 3, probably like 2 months. Some of my friends started getting a little distant with me, and I didn't know why. And I was like, hey, you know, I've been hitting you up. You haven't returned my call. You know, I was in the area because I was hanging with so-and-so, and I saw you were at your dorm. I was just trying to swing by, check on you, see how you were doing. I hadn't seen you in a minute. No call, no reply, no text, nothing. And this was all of my girls that were doing this to me. So I was like, damn, like, do something to y'all. Like, what is going on? How come all of y'all are kind of skipping out on me and nobody's answering the phone? Nobody's at like the hangout spot, or if we do see each other, it's like a quick 5-minute interaction and then y'all are gone because, you know, you got to get to class or you got to go somewhere else. I was like, man, like, what's going on? Right. And then 2 months of this goes on. And I was like, damn, what is going on? So at the end of it, turns out the girl that I had the same major with, she had picked all of my friends around me to join the organization. Didn't say anything to me about it.
Oh, wow.
Have to run anything by me, but you knew that I was honestly interested in joining that organization. And I know for a fact that one of them was interested, but the others had never even considered joining that organization. So I'm like, you know, I thought we were better than that. And so 2 of my girls pulled me to the side, and we went off to a restaurant, and they were telling me about it, and they were talking. It was like, hey, you know, we're sorry for kind of pushing you to the side. This is what we were doing, blah, blah, whatever else. And I was like, damn, that is a high level of hate. Like, that's fucked up. Like, I thought we were better than that. And that definitely formed a wedge between me and my friends because we had gone through like a lot all together. And so from that day on, it was real shaky. Like, it's like, we might talk 2, maybe 3 times a year now. Like, it formed a real wedge between us. And this was like right at the end of our college career. So we were all, you know, getting ready to take off and go different places in lives. But a lot of people from college, you know, you click up with them. Those are lifelong friends. And it's kind of like, I don't have that anymore because this person caused a wedge between us. And it was like, were you hating on me because I was so close with them and you chose all of them around me? And then when I confronted you about it and asked you about it, you would mum at the lip, like, bruh. Like,
yeah, that's still a question of your friends too. Because you couldn't do it on my watch. The way I'm set up, I would have been like, well, I'm sorry, but I'm not gonna not speak to her. Right. I'm not gonna do that because that's just, you know, they play games. Certain organizations play those games, but if you have such a bond with someone, I think at certain point, you know, y'all can be in private and tell a little secret and be like, look, I'm doing this. It's gonna sound like I'm this, but it's not that. So don't worry about this, and we're gonna be all right with that.
Right.
I understood everything you just said.
I know you did, right?
That. But I have friends at like other schools that did that with me. Hey, this is what I'm doing. I'm not trying to kick you to the curb or nothing, but they got us studying. They got us doing ABC. I'm a promise I'm gonna get back with you. I got it.
Right.
Come to the side. You need me to bring you some Burger King and throw it in the back of your car, and you go get it later. I got you. Just let me know.
Right.
Nothing. I got nothing from them, and I was hurt by it because and somebody posted something earlier this week, and it really resonated with me. It was like, it really hurts when you've been a friend to someone and they're not a friend to you, or they're not as friendly to you as you are to them, or something like that.
Yeah.
But that hurt. It was like, dang, I thought we were better than that.
Right. So Shane chimed in, and when you were telling the story, Shane said, "Ooh, shade." He was like, shade. And then when Cabana explained it, Shane was like, yes, Cabana, it's exactly that. They know exactly what they're doing as an organization. And
when she told her story, Shell Bell chimed in and was like, that dirty bitch.
Whoa.
She meant it.
Whoa.
So Fawcett came in and she asked a question. She said, my question is, why do we even have the hate? Why do these people feel intimidated or sour towards others? Taking accountability, but having that tribe to support you through the change, you need that. And Lance said, well, if everyone put more efforts into doing right by people instead of cutting them down, positive growth and development would fall into place, reducing the possibility of that person reverting back to their old habits, which I agree. Just take accountability, fix it, and keep it moving.
I say to answer one of his points is that, like, the ego is a hell of a thing. Ego, jealousy, all that stuff. Those are feelings that kind of come over you without you even noticing. So I'm gonna call myself to the carpet because, you know, I have definitely hated on somebody, and I'd like to apologize to Beyonce Knowles because
you better come on and apologize to Beyonce.
I can't here. The Beehive is here. We listen. Buzz.
I feel like, you know, it was definitely unwarranted. It's all me. You know, I've loved you since you came out, you know, and you've done nothing wrong. And it's just my own thing. That's why I say the ego and the jealousy, like, she's just amazing. And
but do you hate her, or are there just things that you dislike?
Well, that's true.
It is, no, honestly, I'm gonna say it is just a feeling that, like, I feel that hate, you know, in my heart. And so I can't, like, really watch stuff sometimes when it comes to, it's weird.
I will agree.
But I respect everything that she does. I love her. Like, she is definitely somebody who business-wise I look up to, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But she there and I'm not.
Right. You know what? But is that why you hate her though? No, exactly.
It is just that that feeling that you get, you know, that you can't control. And so I'm like,
That's deep.
I get
Put it
that
out
too.
there, though.
Keela.
I do it in my
hate
own
somebody
head.
too, Keela.
You do it in your own head because you know that we will come and get you. Yes.
Exactly. Like I know people would give me together. I would deserve it.
I hate it on August Alcina.
Alicina.
No,
Yeah, I ain't gonna say
No.
his name the right way. We said no government.
Last name.
I'm gonna call him
That's
Alcina.
That's
I was only mad at him because I didn't get to have an entanglement with Jada.
But let the record be shown.
I was just mad at that. I apologize, Mr. Alcina.
I was
I apologize. I just wanted my own entanglement.
you are stupid.
He is a such a.
You terrible.
Well, I think there's a whole lot of men on the planet right now that's like, how you
Yeah.
think August when I'm all this right here? Like, why this dude? You know what I mean? I think you got a lot of guys like that. I mean, I was upset when The Rock got married. So, yes, I was like, hold on a second. What she look like? Let me see. You know what I'm saying?
Starting to hate.
Hating. I was like, why are you married? Then they had a child. I was like, why? Why? Why, Dwayne? I was upset.
See,
I was hating.
I was mad. I was mad because why you do all that, August, and you gonna tell the world when this man offered you his wife?
No,
And wait, correction, he didn't do that.
He didn't offer.
Correct.
I'm sorry, because no one can offer her up but herself. I forgot.
Right.
she said
That's right.
Correction.
Come on now.
that. Let me get that right. Let me get that right.
Yeah,
Will
Will
was
was
like,
like, first of all,
But he wasn't mad. He wasn't even mad. Will was like,
No, he was mad.
Will was upset. Will was hurt.
he was really upset.
Will was hurt. Will was mad, but they worked. I think as August come around Will today, it's a different story.
but he wasn't mad back then. Will wasn't mad back then.
Don't know that. He said he want to talk to her.
I don't think so. Did anybody catch when he said,
Relationship.
I'm gonna get you. No, when he said, I'm gonna get you back, and he said, "Well, it ain't about getting back." He said, "Yes, it is."
Here's the thing.
No. But then the next line. Look, this was the unwritten language of every woman on the planet. That little interaction. Oh, I gotta get you back. Oh no, you don't gotta get me back. It don't have to be like that. No, that's the person I am. I gotta get you back. And then Jada's statement was, I think you got me back quite a few times.
Right, that was deep.
Which means this is just the first situation that has gone public, homie. Let's go back to the ladies I know that you've already slept with. Don't play.
And when he said, I got to get you back, I was like, that can't play. Like, you can't. Don't say
Right. That was
Calvin. Hey, Brooklyn.
That was the universal code for women, like, for all women on the planet, like, don't think he ain't done this.
Hello.
That's what that was.
Right.
In case y'all didn't know.
Don't make me turn this around and bring you to the red table.
Okay, look, we got some more statements. Okay, Brandon, crazy self, said,
Twin.
I hated on Dizzy before I first met her. And then Shane come behind and say, me too. I don't know why you hated on me, boy, hush. Brandon says Jada can't get it. And August Alsina did not play his position. That was some non-player shit. He been running these streets for
He was trying to be a player. He was so in love.
He was, but I don't think he thought he was gonna fall in love. I thought he thought it was gonna be exactly what it was, and then she put that confidence on him, and then he didn't know how to act. So yeah, that. Yeah. All right. I would like to share situation.
Okay.
Okay, but I'm gonna try to make them as quick as possible. All right. So, I'm a military brat. So I didn't move nearly as much as a lot of military brats did. Okay. But there was a time frame where I live in VA, and I used to live in Newport News, and then I left Newport News and I moved to Hampton and ended up going to new schools and all of that stuff. So I was pretty chill in elementary school. I mean, there's only certain things you can really say that's really hateful, like steal my crown, and then I'm upset. In elementary school. Middle school was very difficult for me because my eyesight got horrible. I had to wear these thick birth control glasses. Then my eyes got so bad I had to wear bifocals.
Wow.
And I decided to go spend the summer with my grandma, who gave me all the good Southern food, and I came back not a skinny black girl anymore. So when I came back as the chick with the thick bifocals and was no longer teeny tiny, then I was never teeny tiny, don't get it twisted, but not as tiny as before. I started to be received at a whole different light. And people started talking about me and all of this, that little middle school stuff. It's middle school crap, you know what I mean? And you kind of like put it in your head like, well, this is middle school. And when you're in middle school, you don't, but you think, oh, it's middle school crap. This is going to blow over. This isn't going to be, anything big. So whatever it is. And it was a specific group of females that started this. So it was this mean girl thing. They were the athletic, they were the runners, they are the, they were really athletic and I just was not. And they were the real girly girls with the look, with the cute G's and the stilettos. And I was not, because I'm a tomboy. I'm still a tomboy to this day. I know, look, whether y'all know or not, look, baggy jeans and Tim's was what I was in middle school. So then we go to high school. So of course, because I move and go to this high school, the same group of chicks, because of where we're zoned, go to high school with me. Mm. I had a hard ass time in high school. And I think that during high school, I don't think many people saw it, because at 10th grade, I did, and this is kind of going with how I handled it. 10th grade is when I separated Shonda and Dizzy. That's when I think, call it schizophrenic or whatever you want to call it a coping mechanism, but that's what it was. Shonda could be bothered by your words. Dizzy was created when my dad said the most powerful prayer that you have in you is fuck them. And that's exactly what my dad told me. That's the words. If they're talking about you, if they come and do something to you, whatever, F them. So what? What are they going to do to you? Yeah. And, that sounds good and it works sometimes, but sometimes people just say stuff that's just so deep cutting that F them doesn't work. Okay, you want to attack me because I hadn't learned about weave yet. Y'all was already wearing weave and I was still natural or whatever. So you talked about me about that. Then you started talking about me because I was still thick and becoming thicker in high school. So now I'm thick, I'm too thick. Then because I'm a tomboy, now I'm gay. I wasn't aware that the clothes I wear make me want to be with a woman. I did not know that that's what classified me as gay. So then I was gay. So then it was me and my younger brother are extremely close, and I will go toe to toe with anybody over him. So then the rumor that went around was I was messing with my brother.
Wow.
And I was like, but how? I'm gay, I thought. And the thing is that all these rumors were stemming from the same chicks.
Yep.
All of it. Yep. All of the same chicks. So then I'm messing with my brother.
Mean girls.
Right. The mean girls, right? So then, because of my tomboyish ways, when you get like in the older years of high school, like the 11th, 12th grade, dudes start realizing that the chick who's cool like your sister, they can confide in you in anything, right? So I was the chick who was cool with all the football players. Not because I wanted anything to do with them. It was just because I was that sister who could be in the room and they could talk like boys and be boys, and I'm not going to judge them. Yeah. But I also was the one who heard everything they discussed about these mean chicks that were talking shit about me. And so...
Sounds so familiar.
Right. So the power in that is, bitches, I know what you're saying. And I'm not going to acknowledge. However, because now you know I'm hanging with the football players that you're trying to get with, now you're trying to befriend me. You need to get in with the guys you want to holler at, so now you want to be my friend. Absolutely not. Pause, pump your brakes, get the hell out of my face. Absolutely not. And what's funny is that a lot of people try to tell kids when they are bullied or whatever, get over it. Don't worry about it. But I will tell you, I still to this day get this little snarl look on my face when I see them now.
Mm-hmm.
Now they don't, I mean, I know enough to walk past them and look totally unbothered, but my spirit is disrupted when I see any of these people online. When I see them out in public, I am disturbed because I know what they did to me during high school. So that was the first time, and that was how I handled it. F them. That's what it was. The second time that I encountered hate was when I decided that I wanted to be an MC. And not necessarily the hosting shows MC, because that came way, way, way later. But when I actually realized that I could put pen to a pad and write some dopeness, when I could spit, I was like, oh, I actually got, because I know SAT words, I can actually write lyrics better than a whole lot of people that I'm aware of.
You can write a rap with there, and there in it?
Exactly. So, boom, boom, boom. So I would be spitting. So, of course, my forte, I mean, I can write a song, I can write a hook, I can do all of that, but my forte is battle rapping. I love to battle. And my battle is like wilding out on a whole other level. For real. They see a woman into the ring and they think I'm gonna come, like, there was like nobody really to compare me to back when I was rapping, because there was no Nicki, there was no Cardi, there was no, what the hell's the other girl name? Megan. There was none of them. There was no females rapping like that battle rapping like that.
Absolutely.
And so I would go to battles all the time, and you would not believe the way guys would smirk or talk trash, and not in the rap, because I'll take it if it's in the rap, because that's what we supposed to do. Mm-hmm. But just intentionally trying to sabotage what I'm doing while I'm at a battle, like intentionally fucking up the beat. Wow. Intentionally giving the dudes the fire beat and giving me trash because you don't think I'm gonna rip it. Having dudes follow me out to my car after I beat them in a battle because they want to fight me for real. What? Over some words?
Wow.
Really? Your ego is that bruised. And I even had one time, this was the one time when I was like, yo, I think I stepped back from rapping after this happened. I was at a battle at the Cave in Virginia Beach one time. And I'm not going to say the name of the rap that I was rapping against, but he is very well known in this area. We got down to the final round. It was just me and him. I was actually a fan of this rapper. I had his CD. I owned it. Because I support Black businesses, no matter what. So I bought his CD before. So they let me go first. They did the whole ladies first thing. Cool, that was dope. So I spit, I did it, whatever. When it came time for this dude to come back at me, they gave him his own fucking instrumental.
Oh, that's sick. That's wrong.
And they didn't think I was gonna know. I own the CD.
Right. So he spit written. He didn't even battle you. He spit some written.
So what does Dizzy do? I have your album, homie.
I start rapping along.
I start rapping along with you.
Yep. What?
Oh, shit. Do that again. Play with me, bruh. Really? I know this song.
Yeah.
Dizzy said, I know my craft.
right, exactly. And so that really, like, I couldn't believe that someone would do that to me. And there's been several other times in my life that I've been quote unquote hated on. It is what it is. It could be doing this podcast or me being on stage somewhere or whatever. I'm at the point where I don't have to acknowledge you. Until you're ready to stand in my presence and talk to me and tell me what you're hating on me about, all the other rah-rah is white noise. And what does everybody do when you have the white noise on the TV? You just turn it off.
Right.
Nobody sits around and watches it. So just turn the shit off. You know, I don't care. You know, I really don't care. And that's why now, even in business and all that, I am really strategic with business. And I'm really strategic with who I work with and who I make partnerships with and who I build businesses with, because I should never feel like you will ever do any of these things to me to hurt my success as well as your own. Because some people will infiltrate their way in just to get close to you, just so that they can sabotage. And that's their whole...
And then they sabotage themselves, Dizzy. Say it.
Yes, and then they sabotage themselves.
Then they leave.
Hey, in the words of your daddy, F them.
Then after 3 months, you replace. Okay.
Okay, so we got Trish Jackson. She is on board. She said, shoot, I came in right on cue. I don't know what nobody was for, but she was probably saying, can't nobody fuck with me on the mic. That's probably what she was saying. She was like, I felt mad cocky, like, oh, I got to battle a chick and then leave with my tail between their legs. That's what the dudes was thinking. Brandon said, I wouldn't fuck with Dizzy on a sunny day. I wouldn't either. I'm just playing. And Shane, Mr. Shane says, let me say on the record, Dizzy is my business and brand mentor because of that exact mindset. Thank you, Shane. I appreciate you all day, every day. Thank you. All right. Anybody, y'all got any other people coming in saying, hey, what's up, whatever?
Shout out to Letitia and Henderson, Devon, Brooklyn, Bill, all of them. Thank you. Like I said, why do they hate on me is the topic. Is there anything that you want to share or things that you went through? Please let us know, because we're just putting it out on the table and then everybody, you know, talk about it and share about it and grow from it.
I will say that, what's the name? Somebody said on here about the bullying cuts from high school or whatever, that those things cut deep and they stay with you for a long time. Oh man. And one thing that Fawcett said that actually is, I think is very accurate, is that even as an adult, you still see those individuals as a child.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's probably the very accurate. I'm sure, and maybe I'm doing the exact thing we were just talking about. People grow. I'm sure that these ladies are not the same ladies that they were in high school.
Just like
Aaron P. But that I don't care.
Right. Because the damage that was done.
I don't care that they've grown, because what I probably would care is if there was a genuine apology.
Right.
Facts.
Yeah.
And it goes back to what Lance was saying too, as far as like, they probably have changed. They're probably not that way, but then you as the person, you're damaged from it.
Right.
And when you're damaged, there is no way to actually seek forgiveness from someone when you cannot get past still being damaged. And that's what I've learned with myself and other people, that there's just a lot of people that are still damaged, and because you're damaged, you walk around broken.
Yeah,
That's true.
You're right.
Even look at like some of the things that they've done, and you know, you've moved on in life. Because even like right now, it took me a minute to even try and, you know, come up with something for this particular topic, because I've gotten to a point in life where I kind of memory dump issues I've had with people, because I don't want to hold on to that negative energy. So I've gotten to a place where I've moved on so far past it where I don't let that affect me going forward. I don't want it to infect what I plan on doing with the people that I'm involved with right now. Right. There are people that, you know, said whatever, or, you know, have felt some type of way, or maybe talked, you know, to some other folks around me about me, but, you know, didn't have the balls to say it to my face. That's fine. Handle your business. You can say whatever you want. Whatever you said is not gonna deflect from whatever I have going on, and it's not gonna distract me from the plans that I have going forward. So whatever I got going on with my family and whatever I'm doing in my personal life, ain't got nothing to do with you. Like, right. You can hate what you want. Like, just because you don't like me, it don't mean I don't like you too. I probably don't care.
Right.
So
right.
Gotta move past that. So if people do grow from where they were as children, I totally believe that no one is still exactly as they are as a child. I would hope, but I'm not gonna hold on to that and keep letting that keep me from moving or from getting in my own way. Like, no, I can move past that. Like, there are things that I've done in my past that I had to grow from and that I've moved on to. You can't hold on to things like that because it will keep you from moving forward. Because how far do you think you're going to get if you're looking in the rearview mirror all the time?
Agreed.
There's a reason that your windshield is bigger than your rearview mirror. You're only supposed to look back for that long to make sure.
You better drop some jewels, Candy.
That was dope, wasn't it?
You better drop some jewels. Sprinkle it.
But, you know, hey, Dizzy, going back to that statement though that they said that you end up viewing them just like they're still those kids. Like that is really like a powerful statement to me. Like, cause for years, like I just remember like in elementary school, my mother cut my hair and she messed up and she had to cut me bald. And I just remember the kids calling me Egghead Greg. And they wouldn't stop. It wasn't just one. It was like multiple. They called me Egghead Greg. And when I grew older, I started to lose my hairline. So I had to cut my head bald. And look at this shit.
I cannot take him.
I mean, I still have the egghead, but I'm proud of my egghead.
And you should be.
But every time I see one of them kids from elementary, I still want to trip them like we in the lunch line or some shit. I don't give a fuck.
You better do that, Egghead.
I don't even care.
Egghead Gregory.
But all y'all that call me Egghead Greg,
not with you.
Look, me and my friends got a podcast. My friend's better than your friend.
Yeah.
Y'all, he's a way to do that. That's come on, Charlie Brown, Black Charlie Brown.
Keela got something right here that she wants to let out. She does.
What'd you say?
You look like you got something to say. It's sitting right here
In your throat.
It is because I had Danielle wrote something over here. Oh my goodness, Greg, why'd you do that?
Hey, Danielle.
Hey,
What up, Danielle? How you doing?
Hey,
So Danielle writes over here. She said, I don't hate on people when I meet them, but I'm skeptical of everyone when I meet them. That could be misconstrued as hate, maybe. Keela is the only one who broke through my resolve the fastest. Now, this is true. Danielle, I used to make fun of her all the time because I would be like, you hate everybody. Like, from the moment you don't even give them a chance, you just hate them. That, like, she could be considered like the biggest hater, but she is just very, like, she doesn't let people in easily.
Right.
Yeah. She protects her space.
I was able to slip in there because I could see it.
Right. But I think protecting your space.
Person, I'm gonna show you from the start.
Protecting your space though is different from hating. Like,
protecting your space is that you don't want to get hurt.
It would definitely come off as hate, and it would be so funny because
So she must be like, back up.
they just says, "Hey, y'all."
hey.
Yeah.
Greg. Brandon said.
Bald head Greg.
You said that you still have an egghead, and Brandon said you do twin. Oh, cue ball head.
Oh.
Brandon, this is his best friend that decided to get up here and troll with him right now.
Listen, public service announcement.
Uh-oh.
If you are lighter than the palm of your hand on the outside, and you're black, and your name is Brandon, you might want to leave me alone.
Uh-oh.
Ooh, Brandon. He said your mama.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I don't know what just happened. It's gone.
I'm sorry. I'll let you know what. I gotta protect my space. I'll let him get in there.
Yes. I'm so sorry, y'all.
All right, Mr. Cabana, you now have the floor. Please share with us a time where you have been hated on, disrespected.
Yeah.
All that stuff.
Well, I definitely hope that everyone, as I'm talking, because I'm gonna try to be really deliberate and diabolical, because I have to really think about some things. And I really would love to hear from Lance and all the ones that really have strong opinions, because I feel like what I'm about to share is super important and is super serious. Even being with these amazing individuals, I had an epiphany that there is hate and then there is a dangerous side of hate when you despise something.
Mm.
And my friends online, I feel like they're dealing with hate. And it's not saying this one's lighter. It's just before we went on air, they all kind of said the same thing. They had to think about it. Where for me, I don't have to think about it at all because mine's is different because I'm despised on a daily basis. It is very difficult to kind of share this because um, when you get this type of hate, fear comes in, your confidence gets knocked down, and you really don't know what to do. Of course, I am a Black man, which is one thing, but then I am a gay Black man, which is another thing. And then I'm an artist. There's three different worlds, and this world I've come to realize is very confusing for sometimes the 9 to 5, the people that have families, because I'm single too. And I have been spit on, chased, jumped, threatened, held at gunpoint, dismissed, betrayed, lied on. And if anybody really knows me, I just want people to be happy. I consider myself to be like the Black Peter Pan, preschool teacher, love kids, love changing the world. But ever since I can remember, because I am not so strong and masculine, my femininity screams, you can clock it, or you already know that, oh, he's probably gay kind of thing. I have never, ever seen such hate. I will only give you 3 incidents. One was I was walking to the barbershop. I was walking to the barbershop and a van came up to me and there were these guys painting the house. The van that came up, a gentleman, my brother, because he happened to be Black, because that's another thing that I will have to discuss. Because I live in truth. I can't lie, because when you lie about anything in your life, then you'll never get resolved. You'll never heal because you're trying to save somebody when you should be trying to save yourself, which is a big problem for me even today. He was spitting from his mouth and he was so mad that he said, I wish you will die. I dare you to say something because I will F you up. And he was so angry. And I was young, I was 16. And I was just kind of looking like I didn't know what to say or do. And I was looking at the people and they were just looking at me like they're not going to do anything. And, I praise God that it didn't turn into altercation because he just moved on. The next time was I was walking down the street and I was walking to my job in high school. A van pulls up, effing faggot, gun in my face. But because I said Jesus, he was like, oh, you're not the right one. And we're not going to even go there as far as my faith, because that's a whole bigger thing for me, because that's the one thing that's keeping me. The other thing that I will share is the reason I stopped walking by myself, hanging by myself, that over my high school years, every incident where I was chased by 6 dudes, harassed, stole everything from me, was all on my street on Big Bethel Road because they didn't like me. Punk, you stupid, spit on my face. I have dealt with trying for years to have friendships with males, but they always think that I want them. And I don't. But they want to be my friend in private and not in public.
It's because they want you.
Not even that. It's, to be honest, it's a hard thing, especially in my community, for Black men to have a comfortable relationship with a gay man, because all the stuff that I'm about to say, and the reason why I wanted to share it this way and not have a bunch of people on the panel, is because I really want people to hear a real experience. I have friends that are female, my sisters, but these same sisters don't want me to be around their boyfriends. These same sisters talk about me and say a lot of negative things. So it makes my brother uncomfortable. So he can only hang around me in groups, or I can only go with the girls in shopping, or in what we call kikiing, which is when the type of gay that you're comfortable with as a girl is me being very feminine. I am a gentleman. I consider myself a strong man, a hard worker. I keep to myself. But even till last week, even last night, I'll share this with y'all. I had bouts and deal with a form of depression. I had to talk to Dizzy because I didn't even know how to respond to something that just happened to me. I cannot fathom why I get hated on so bad when I'm just an artist that wants to help the world and grow. But every day, even when I'm walking in the mall, I can see it in their eyes. I've been threatened so many times that I refuse to walk by myself anymore. And it's not because I'm afraid. It is not because I have fear. I have common sense and I want to live. Fighting for me I think it's dumb. I think you have to defend yourself, but I ain't gonna fight you because you don't like me or you hate me. In high school, preschool, at jobs, so many things have happened, and I live with it on a daily basis. And then you add Black onto it. And I always have felt like the leper, because even though we are fighting and we have to keep fighting for Black Lives Matter, I felt like this was important for me because even now, I have never been in a relationship. Fear, because I may approach a gentleman and get beat up, or, it's so many things that happen. And so for me, I'm putting it out there because I really want an honest feedback and dialogue from people on how they feel about the gay community, especially the Black male gay community. What is your concerns? What do you think about? And I'm not here to be on what I call a gay platform. I'm just letting you know what most people try to assume and don't know, because I'm super, super private. And some of it is because of all the hate that I have received over the years. And you'll be amazed. It's the very people that say, I love you, Cabana. I think you dope, Cabana. And I'm gonna look real close in the camera. The one thing you should know about Cabana Black, I find out everything. There is nothing that I do not know. I just ignore it, because nobody wants to be alone. Nobody wants to be rejected. Nobody wants to be hate on. And so I felt like today is a great day for me, hopefully not only to help set myself free, but to set a lot of other people's free, because I do believe it's in every category that you can deal with it. But being a gay Black man that is just trying to live his life, I'm gonna tell you something. It is very shocking how they would I remember one time I was sitting in the car and I refused to get out because someone said, don't get out the car. And my cousin, she was with her boyfriend, and he just kept staring at the car. And I didn't even look at him. And they came and attacked the car. I had to kick his arms and hands off of the door handle so he wouldn't get in. Then I had insecurities because I felt like I was ugly. I'm not good enough. I'm not worthy of friendship. And this stuff I still deal with today. And then I relate to Keela a lot because there's some things about us as far as human beings. There's something about us that's twin like, and being an artist on top of the gay, on top of being Black, people just don't want you to win. I am passionate. I am emotional. I am dramatic. I am driven. And I am the spirit of excellence. And 2 days ago, I was just about to give up. So the biggest thing that I want to share for you is I went to Germany with Disney to do a Prince tour. The hate on me got so bad, and my sister and my dad and my family, I apologize for not ever telling you this because it's something that I was never going to share. But I went to Germany as it being my last trip. And if you don't know what I mean, I was going to come home and I was going to kill myself. I had got to the point where I felt so unworthy, but so popular, so not needed, but everybody wanted to work with me, so mistreated, but everybody felt like they was taking care of me, that when I went to Germany, I was like, I'm just gonna go do this because I've never done this before, and I'm done. And by the time we got back, I had seen so many positive experiences. It literally made a U-turn in my decision. Not only, but then 4 years later, from one of my band members, not in the fuzz band, but in my personal band, ended up killing himself. And then I started doing Love Over Hate. I started going to different schools. I started working with Parents Against Bullying. But I'm gonna share this with y'all because I think sometimes people don't understand. It does not go away. You have to grow up and you have to grow and pass it, you know, because like I said, 2 days ago, I had a relapse because of me being an artist and doing everything I'm doing. You're trying to figure out your way out of it and you feel like you're in quicksand. So I hope I was able to kind of put such a major situation in a bubble. But for me, my hate still continues. It doesn't end. And I have brothers and I have sisters that are of this lifestyle that are just like me, and they deal with it in and out. And I have to be so careful with what I say and how I say it and who I'm with. I'm very scrutinized. I'm very watched. And I said it before, the people that follow you usually don't support you. Action is a word. That's why when people have a friend called Cabana Black, I am action. I don't do a lot of talking. Say less and do more. Say less and do more. So today, let me know, I mean, how this is, you know, for the people that are in the straight community, people that are in the gay community, this is an opportunity, or just people that have questions, please, please, because if we don't talk about it, we cannot fix it. So this was my leap of faith, and I hope I didn't overdo it.
No, I'm actually very glad that we were able to have this conversation. Our man Lance, he has typed something for you. Look, I think we need to get Lance on one of our.
I would love to.
I think we need to get Lance up here. Lance says, Cabana, my man. First and foremost, I'm sorry for you going through all those kinds of hate. Unfortunately, people don't look at the soul of a person instead of the color or a sexual orientation. It is apparent that geographical locations, information people are exposed to, and parenting have failed to educate those individuals in all aspects of those particular judgments. We have to go day by day worrying about the credibility of leadership within a person, and that is sad. I've learned that people will be ignorant wherever you go, no matter what you do or how successful that you are. But never let that affect your true character. The best thing that you can do is be yourself. The right people for you will be attracted to that. You should never have to pretend to be someone you are not. As a white male, I'm somewhat of a musician. He can sing his ass off. And someone who has friends that are gay, I support you, brother.
Thank you, Lance. I need a screenshot of that. That's beautiful. I appreciate that.
Yes. Anybody want to chime in. I know I've got a million things to say, but typically my comments go directly to Cabana. So he's heard my words before. What do you guys have to say to Cabana?
I gotta tell Cabana this. Listen, I'll tell you from jump. When this diabolical team was put together, I didn't read it off top. I was like, I had to ask Disney. She was like, I don't know. Ask him. I was like, I ain't asking that nigga shit. I was just waiting till that Negro tell you what he gonna say. But it didn't matter to me. I just wanted to make sure that if me being a comedian, if I had said the right wrong joke, I didn't want to offend you with my, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
My mouth. But, dude, over this time that we've been doing this, just getting to know you, dude, you are my brother.
Yes.
I can hang with you. We can go do whatever. Because guess what? Number one, I know you don't want me.
No.
No, he doesn't prefer AK.
You know what I'm saying? But I wouldn't even bring myself to even think like that.
Mhm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, period, point blank. You are a grown ass man that's out here handling your business, bro.
I appreciate you. I appreciate
No,
you.
I mean that shit though.
I appreciate you.
You know what I'm saying? Me, my wife, you know what I'm saying? We support. Every time you do your shows and the
I
live.
know, I see. I be seeing it. I'm so thank you so
we
much.
on it. We on it. But I hate that you went through the things you went through. I mean, because I got bullied a lot too, but I was just bullied because I was a little skinny ass little motherfucker. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
But I understand those things you went through, man, and I hate that you ever felt like you were less than. You dig what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because at the end of the day, we all gotta help each other to navigate through this world, man.
We are. I mean, this is what it's all about. Like, I feel like right now, because of the the social place that we're in and the president and all the things we're doing, I want my Black people to love one another. Like, I'm only saying this because I feel like once you open the wound, we can go ahead and put the Band-Aid and the alcohol and the witch hazel in there, because we have got to love one another. That is our strength and that is our beauty. And when we realize that when we come together in one fist, we are undeniably strong. So I feel like at this point, if I don't come forth and share, then there's a section of a community that doesn't have a voice. Just like a person that's fat, or just like a person that, feels like they're not able, they don't have confidence, they have depression. Like, every section of our community, everything in the Black community, we need to address it so that we can start to come together like this. And I can't be a hypocrite and say I'm helping everyone if I don't expose that I'm still trying to help myself,
I think
Your word,
everybody,
that balance.
yeah, I think everybody, nobody is whole.
Right.
Nobody is whole. Nobody is perfect. Everybody has insecurities. Everybody deals with their thing, that thing that it is that they have issues with. I have never personally been a person that, I don't care who people sleep with. And it's never been my business to begin with. So I don't have time to hate on somebody if who you decide to be in relationships and sleep with. And I find it funny, people who do have those issues, I'm like, so you have a problem because this man is in love with this man, but your sister is screwing this dude, this other lady's husband. Why is this a problem to you and this is not? I don't care who people have sex with. I don't care.
But that's because they see this as a sin. They see this as an abomination. They see this as a curse. They see this as a mistake. They see this as a wrong. And this is like all the stuff that I did. Like, y'all, I have never been in a relationship. Never. I don't even know what that is. I am afraid. Like, it's so much that's going on. But that's because in the mind of the world, this particular case, out of everything that I've seen in the world, when it comes to just the LGBT community, it's like it's treated as such a disastrous thing. And it took a lot of courage because I'm a Christian. I'm serious about my faith. And I'm sure there's people like, well, how you can be a Christian and you this? I didn't choose it. I would pray, God, take it away. I would fast, God, take it away. I would beg for it to go away. And after a while, I was like, it's not going anywhere. And it's one thing to like hate on me if I'm out here and I'm just like, I'm giving you something to hate on, but there's nothing here. I don't even have a relationship. I just have that I know that's an attraction. And I think that people get caught up in the sexual part.
Yeah.
When it's not about sexual, it's about companionship. I just want a companion that is not a woman, but a man. And therefore, it's a private thing, but it becomes a public thing because we're getting killed. Whew, I'm so sorry, y'all. I'm
okay,
so...
Don't apologize. Don't apologize.
You okay, Ken?
Totally understand. I think how you were mentioning it earlier, saying it has to do with how people are teaching their children. And because it starts at a young age, it definitely speaks to everyone's mental health. If that isn't addressed at a young age, and you kind of help steer your children into trying to make them progressive members of society or productive members of society, if you're making little sly comments or downplaying whoever sexual preference or someone's skin color or someone's race or their ethnicity, whatever it is, those are things that your children hold on to, and those children become adults. Right. And as they continue that same rhetoric that they were hearing as children, so once they become adults, now they are spewing that same type of hate that they heard or that they overheard from their parents or their parents' friends or whatever. And not only as adults, but they're saying it to other kids at school. And then when you get up, they're saying it to other kids in college. And then it goes to work. And they continue that. And it's just like a cycle that kind of needs to end. Well, I'm sorry, not kind of need to end. It just needs to end because there's a lot of mental instability that some people don't know how to work through. And when you have people that are constantly degrading and bullying and just kind of trying to infect how someone feels about themselves just because you don't like the preference that they have, or just because you don't like the way that their hair is, or just because you don't like the way they look, what does that have to do with you?
Exactly.
But that's the character of a person.
Yo, lane.
That's the character of what happens is, and I thank God that I'm a teacher. And let me say a couple of facts to the public so they really understand this. I'm human first. I'm saved next. Because I'm automatically Black every day. Okay? Automatically. Then my sexual preference is, choosing a man. But let me really break this all the way down. I would never, ever, ever, ever want to encourage any child on sexual preference, period. You're supposed to be teaching kids and young people about self-esteem, confidence, and the things that will make them become great adults. So it even bothers me more when I go to colleges and high schools and stuff like that, and I hear the language of kids, because kids see everything and they repeat everything. And I've been cussed out by teenagers. I've been disrespected, but then we have a dialogue because I believe that's where my relationship with God comes in. I look for the bridge instead of the ditch. We have really messed up on how we prioritize things. And I just want to put that out there that I'm not pushing for something that's just who I am and natural. I'm pushing for life. I'm pushing for love. And that is where it bothers me the most, is that everywhere I go, I deal with kids wanting to kill themselves. I deal with young people trying to figure out where to go. And I'm always like, you should do this, you should do that. There's never, ever a time that you hear out of my mouth my lifestyle, period. Because that's not the focus, and that's not what's supposed to be done. And that is what's happening, is that we always pay attention to things that I feel are distracting us from being great.
Mm-hmm.
You know, like we lose our focus on the Black Lives Matter when we pay attention, i.e. to a Jada in the August. It's not important. I'm glad Jada said it's not important. What's important is still getting justice for Breonna Taylor. What's important is making sure that we take care of things. And I want to speak like this because what I found out is there's a lot of ignorant people.
Yes.
And it scares me because some of the assumptions about me personally and lifestyle is baffling, and how people like, but because my gift, and the Bible says your gift will make room for you. Let me break that down. It's just like Dizzy said, but I'm just putting a biblical spin on it. Because I'm talented, because I'm gifted, and I live in the spirit of excellence, and I say, be so great that they can't deny you. That is what happens to people that were bullied or people they don't like them. But because your gift is so doggone good, people cannot resist being in the presence.
Right.
You got to cut that out, and you have to be in the presence of the person. And that's what I'm fighting more now. And I realized why I wanted to end my life is because I felt like nobody respected my life. They respected my gifts.
Mm.
And my gifts are just gifts. They're there to entertain you, help you, transition you to a positive place, but it's not me. So that's what's the biggest problem, is that I finally realized that most people that I've encountered, not all, are around me because of my gifts and not who I am. Because I'm not talking to them as who I am. I'm not sharing with them because they're not going to allow me, because they start to get uncomfortable. And when you get uncomfortable, you just cut it off. So there's no way I can share if I like somebody, or if I'm interested in somebody, or can we do this or can do that. I love going to the movies. I can't get someone to go with me to save my life, especially a guy. It's crazy. But this is just, I really wanted it out there because I just want to break the stereotypes that we are all going through something and we're all human. And if we could start really just loving each other and trying to figure out how to build this bridge, it'll be just a better place.
It would be.
What were you gonna say, Keila? I'm sorry.
No, you're good. I guess I wanted to say just to people, my experience outside of America really made me see America for kind of who it builds its people up to be.
Right.
And one of those things that I noticed while I was over there is that in America we just have the illusion of too much freedom, of just unlimited freedom.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
So when you pair that, in my opinion, with feeling like your religious beliefs are above everybody else's, and you pair that with freedom, then those people infringe on other people's freedoms because they think that they're right.
That's
And
good.
so because they feel like they are sitting on a high horse because they have interpreted the Bible to say this, and this is what God's word is, they want to put that on somebody else as that is truth. And so then you have instances where people start to hate Cabana, hate people like him, because they think that they're right and they think that they're free to say whatever the fuck they want.
Right.
Wrong
Right.
about all of that. You don't have the freedom to say what the fuck you want. Stay in your own goddamn house and think about that. Okay.
I love her.
Like that, everything that you said, it's just, that is really hateful behavior, but it comes from a place where people think that they are right in their judgments.
Right.
Just think about your own sexuality and how involuntary all of that is. Think about, what gets you hard and what gets you off, and how involuntary that is. If you want to think about it in realistic terms, don't think about what somebody else wrote about it. Think about what's going on with your own body and how you can't control that, and nobody else can, because this is just how we are born. This is who we are. Okay.
And that's another thing too.
On other people.
And that's another thing. People, and this is not defense of my family, my mother and my dad, but they raised me as a person. This situation, that people say, well, it's a choice. It is not a choice for me. And I know that everybody, I want you to feel the way you feel. That's what I'm saying. Please tell me how you feel, but I'm letting you know I have, for the majority of my life until I decided to stop, begging. And the scripture that came to me is like, my grace is sufficient enough. It was a time where there was a thorn in Paul's side, and basically like, take the thorn out. And he was like, my grace is sufficient enough. And what I got from it was, we all got a thorn in our side. We all have something that is uncomfortable that we wish that we could get rid of. But instead of it being taken out, I feel like God knows us best because he knows our ego. He knows how we are. And maybe if that thorn was taken out, you might be a problem.
A whole problem.
A whole problem. So I feel like this thorn is in my side because it does keep me humble. It does keep me focused, but it's a heavy weight on me. But he wouldn't give me too much that I can bear. So that's why I tell people all the time, it's like, relationship with God for me is over religion and religious and all that kind of stuff. I believe in reading and deciphering and waiting for it to be spoken to me in my spirit. And I also believe that hate is not of God. I do not believe that we're supposed to be out here hating people on the way they look and who they are. I think that people do things that are wrong, and there are consequences for the things that you wrong, but you should not hate someone, even down to so many of my beautiful queens that get disrespected, even Tiffany Haddish for cutting off her hair. I don't understand why we have to make it that no more than she just wanted to cut her hair off. Like, it's nothing wrong with her. She just wanted to let go of it. And that kind of behavior is what I feel on a daily basis. But I thank God for people like yourself, my family, my cousin. Of course, shout out to, Kiki and Carlos and Michael and Panna, especially, Panna, out of all the men that have been in my life, Panna is someone that really showed me that's not my family by blood, that someone can be my friend and be my family and believe in me. So I appreciate that, brother. He's a strong brother.
So I have some responses that have come through. So I have one, Brandon said, it is tough for a straight male to have a gay friend unless we were friends in the past. And so I asked him why. And he said, because the truth is there is a stigmatism behind it, because people assume that you are gay because you are friends with a gay man. He said, the ego is a bitch.
Exactly.
And he put that, he says, I have become more accepting now. I've become more accepting now, but black is still black, regardless of your presence, of your preference. I'm sorry, of your preference. Black is still black. Let me see. Amalia Missy says, we love you, Cabana. This is deep. We hate what we don't know. That's what people are doing. They hate what they don't know or what they don't understand. So, all right. So I have someone who made a comment. All right. He said, you can't stop liking what you like, but you can't make other people accepting of it either. You can't make them accept it. Not you specifically, he's talking about the situation.
But no, that's dope though. That's the kind of thing
I want to hear. He says, I personally don't like kissing around me, and I don't want my daughter kissing around me. But as soon as you say something about it, then, you don't like gay people. So this is from my older brother. I feel like he's gonna be a regular on tune in. So my assumption, because I have not met this daughter, so my assumption is, or I'm gonna bring this subject up, okay? Let's say you have people who don't have a problem with homosexuality, homosexual relationships, accepting of all of that, right? But it makes them uncomfortable to see public displays of affection like that out in public or on television or whatever the case may be. So how do they handle that, the being uncomfortable, when they don't necessarily don't like you, they just don't want to see all of that? Like, I've seen some movies, well, no, movie not so much because it's not consistent, but I will say this for myself. This is for myself.
Right.
You know, I got a million gay friends on the planet.
Right.
I got a million of them. When they're over here chilling at the house or whatever, the husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend interacting, doing their thing, whatever, I don't have a problem with that. But there were a lot of scenes in Empire that made me very uncomfortable. And I stopped watching Empire altogether, period. And it wasn't just Jesse's scenes. It was just a whole lot.
Right.
On the screen, like all the time. You know what I'm saying? And that made me a little uncomfortable. I'm like, why does every scene gotta be like this? Like, why? To me, it wasn't, they weren't loving.
Mm-hmm.
They weren't love scenes. They were ratchet sex.
Mm-hmm.
There was no love there. And I didn't understand why that agenda kept being pushed. Does that make sense?
Well, let me say this, because this is very important. And this is everybody on the panel. Everybody say thin line.
Okay, thin line.
Between love and hate. Okay, let me say this. And I tread lightly. I'm going to bring up an icon. His name is Billy Porter.
Love him.
Billy Porter
That's funny.
is important because Billy Porter is from the past. And so he's an activist that understands when he has to make the public uncomfortable. But just like how I get uncomfortable just in general with people kissing, I get uncomfortable with certain things too. You know, I'm gonna always say it, balance. But I think because things are not being shown, people that get the platforms, like the person that is the director of Empire that is gay, sometimes they exploit it instead of allowing it to be more comfortably what I call done. But we have to say, in all fairness, people are uncomfortable because you don't see it normally. And what you don't see normally, like if I saw people smoking weed all the time, I just get adjusted in a sense. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You see people drinking beer all the time, you get adjusted. I think that is what it is. But I do, and people that know me, that know my personal life, they know one thing about me. I don't like people cussing around kids.
Oh yeah.
I don't like crazy displays of affection around children, because for me, I feel like children are influenced heavily. And whatever you as a parent or as a leader or a guardian, we all have to be responsible of what we show. So I do understand when someone makes a statement that if their intention is for their kids, and this is fact, if the parents' intention is for their kids to be straight, then they have to limit what they see. It doesn't mean that they're going to be straight, because I believe that whatever is going to be, because that for me is fact. I intentionally tried to be straight and it didn't work out. It just didn't. So therefore I say to anybody, like, you have to be very careful with those. It's sensitive because, you know.
So I will say, do you also have a problem when you see men and women, heterosexual sex, heterosexual kissing on TV? Is that also when you feel like it's too much? Like I feel like a certain Insecure doing the same thing.
For me, I would say any heavy amount of sexual interaction, I get a little,
Yeah,
but that's
what about you?
But I don't know about
if I know it's what I'm gonna see, my brain is already prepared for it. So I already knew what I was getting when I was about to read 50 Shades of Grey. I expected that because that's the genre that it is, and that's what I'm gonna see. So when I went to see the movie, I knew that's what I was gonna see. When I just recently watched 365 on Netflix, I knew that's what I was going into when I saw it. That's not what the premise of Empire is.
So it wasn't about it being homosexual or heterosexual.
No, this isn't what the show is about. So why are these scenes so ratchet? To me, some of them were just, I just didn't like it. It wasn't for me. And I stopped watching Empire altogether, actually, because I just felt like this is a lot. And I didn't believe that it was a clear or fair reflection of the people in my life that I know have this lifestyle.
Yeah.
That's another problem. I do not like
so maybe that was the uncomfortableness, is that this is not what I see around the people that are in my circle. You know what I mean? Yeah. And also we had at one point in time, they talked about what was it? Lance said something about people being ignorant and how in the homes, and this is just talking about hate as a whole. And people always get upset when they hear that the word ignorant, and that's really not an insult. You are ignorant if you don't have knowledge of this particular thing. You are ignorant to that fact or ignorant to that subject. It doesn't mean that you're ignorant as a whole. So I will say that when my husband my husband is from Cameroon, and I remember I had a conversation with Cabana a long time ago about, hey, there's certain, he was telling me there are certain countries that like just don't play that. I think he went somewhere in Afghanistan to do a show, and the soldier that got him off the plane was like, hey, you need to stick by me where you are walking at all times, because
leave my side.
Yeah, here they don't care for your lifestyle. And I thought that was very noble that soldier did that for him. Yeah. But even when I first met and was dating my husband, we had conversations about a whole lot of things, and the culture of Cameroon didn't accept. They were just like, that you weren't taught to embrace that lifestyle. You weren't necessarily taught to hate it, but it was just, nobody got a gay uncle, nobody's auntie gay. No, they're just not talking about it in the circles there. And so I informed him, I was like, look, I'm gonna tell you now, I got a lot of friends who are gay. And I cannot have a real relationship with you if I know that you are not accepting of these people, because these people have been in my life since like 95, 96. And I can't drop them cold turkey. That's not gonna happen. And I believe it was because of stereotypical stuff that they have seen or had been taught about homosexuals. So we come home on a visit, and when we came home on the visit, my parents had a barbecue, and quite a few of our friends in the same circles that me and Cabana go in came to the house, and everything. And it took a while for my husband to even really see who was.
Right.
And, he was sitting down and talking with people and tripping with people and laughing with people and so on and so forth. Brought him to go see Cabana perform and blah, blah, blah. My husband was like, this dude is like Prince and Michael Jackson wrapped into one person. Who is this guy? And I was like, this is Cabana, this is my homie, this, blah, blah. And it took a while for my husband to even ask about Cabana, because my husband didn't care.
Right.
He was just like, this dude is bomb, and that's all there is to it. You know what I mean? And I think that if a lot more people went into it with that mindset, just be more accepting of the people versus the human first. The human, right? Be accepting of the human. And then if that human does something wrong to you, then choose not to engage anymore. But not when you find out what they're doing. I mean, I had a couple of wife couples that have been here at the house on several occasions when I have parties. Now it's to the point that my husband is the one, hey, don't forget to invite so-and-so, and don't forget, because his mindset changed. He was, his mindset changed. We even to the point one of our friends in our circle had a birthday party, and she had her party at a gay club over in Virginia Beach, and she invited both me and my husband. So my husband was like, okay, let's go. I'm down. But we get in the parking lot, and you could see the nerves, like nervous, you know? And I said, what's wrong? What's wrong? And he was like, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure. So now he's nervous. I said, look, you're going in there with me. Everybody in the club, I guarantee you, is not gay. Everybody in the even though we're going to a gay club,
right?
Everybody in the club is not gay. I said, I'm gonna tell you what you're probably gonna see. There's probably gonna be a show of some drag people performing, and then it's gonna turn into a regular dance club. That's it. He was like, okay. I said, if you are bothered by anybody in there, just go sit by Myra. Just go sit by her, and she's not gonna let nobody mess with you. If you know. And I even gave him a safe word. I just gave him a safe word. I said, just come say pineapples and we can go.
Right.
So he was like, okay, good. All right, I got you. We stayed the whole night. Men came out there performing like Beyonce. He was like, that's not a man. There's no way. Came out, Tina Turner came out there. He enjoyed. Now, he never left Myra's side. He didn't get up for nothing, but he had a ball. He had so much fun, and he was just like, I don't even know why I was concerned. I said, me neither. And go ahead, I'm sorry.
And there's two sides to this coin. There's responsibility that we in our community need to have. It's just like, and the thing about it is, when I look at the world, it's really the same problem. Everybody needs to learn how to respect each other's space. They need to have balance in their decisions. They need to understand that we are all on this earth together, and we should be able to exist together, regardless of who we are and what we are. And I think, like Keela said, this mentality of entitlement and how people feel in their religious views and how they feel in their political views has caused so much destruction. And that's my main point, is get back to humanity and figure it out, because you're going to really realize, there's a lot of things. And I tell people all the time, every experience is different and new, regardless of me meeting this person or that person. Every cultural situation that you go through or social situation you go through is going to be different and new. And I just hopefully from this, because, I was nervous, I work with a lot of people. I work in the cities and stuff like that. And I always want to be a class act. I pride myself in making my dad proud of me. I pride myself in making my mother, rest in peace, proud of me. I pride myself in my friends looking at me as someone that they trust their kids to be around, their friends to be around. And it is a big responsibility, but I think that's a responsibility of a human being. I definitely want to have fun. I definitely want to be free. But I think I'm also doing this because I think it's time for Cabana to find happiness as a gay man and find love and find those things that any person in a relationship deserves. Because the problem that I felt is that we sweep us under the table. Long as you don't talk about it, we're good.
Right.
It took me forever, and not even to my whole band, to let them know who I was. It took forever for that. And I never really fully said it to everyone, but it took a while just to even admit, because I didn't want to disappoint or cause confusion.
Right.
And it does a lot of damage to you mentally. So anybody out there, regardless of what your struggle is, regardless of what you've been hated on with, make sure that you protect your mind. Because if you don't protect your mind, you don't protect your peace. And if you don't have your peace, you will have nothing. You will lose. Your peace is everything. Have a peace of mind is very, very important.
Got you. So I think what we're going to do is we're going to wrap up, because we almost on 2 hours, but I appreciate, this is awesome content and awesome interaction from people. Lance got some good words again. I think we're going to get Lance on.
I love Lance.
And he actually might even have our outro again. So Lance, this is the outro. Lance Lannon says, the fit-in mentality is dangerous, not only to themselves as a person, but also to people around you. Actions are contagious. How are we going to learn without throwing ourselves into uncomfortable situations? We have to expose ourselves to understand the concepts and theories behind the actions of others. Although I might not like certain things, however, I will expose myself to that so I can have some idea of how or why people portray themselves in such a manner that causes others to be uncomfortable. I don't want to be ignorant. I want to learn so that I have a general understanding of many different things or concepts. With that said, after learning the information, it's up to the individual that is uncomfortable to react in an appropriate manner. Unfortunately, people are more expressive of opinion and use it in a violent manner. A lot of people just need to learn how to cope in a positive manner. So that ends What You Got to Say live. We will be live again next week. We have not come up with the topic yet. So if you have an idea for a topic, please visit What You Got to Say on Facebook.com. On Facebook, go in there, tell us what you want us to talk about live. Also, just letting you guys know that the 4th Sunday, we will be going live and we will be doing a sip and paint instruction live. So we will be putting in all of the comments, what supplies you will need so that you can paint with us.
And sip.
And sip. Candice, you got anything on the way out? What you got, Candice?
Everybody take care of your mental health. We're in the middle of a pandemic. None of us have really lived through anything like this before. So kind of try and be patient with each other. This is new to everybody. However, do your best to be safe. You don't really have to go against the grain in this. Like, wear a face mask, if not to protect yourself, but to protect the people around you and to protect your loved ones, because if one person gets sick, just use glitter, for instance. If one person uses glitter and you got a group of 15 people, how many people got glitter on them at the end?
Everybody.
Everybody got glitter.
25 people.
Glitter is COVID. Glitter is COVID. That's all I'm saying.
What you got, Cabana?
I just want to say in advance, I'm appreciative to everyone on the show, and I'm appreciative to everyone's honesty, and continue to pray for us as we continue to grow and build and realize that we're just bringing our hearts to the table, we're bringing our minds. I encourage everyone to get naked in your head. Allow yourself to live the better part of your life right now, because really, honesty, freedom is in the ability to actually feel like you can walk naked in your mind and be exactly who you are.
Mr. Tyrone Gregory, what you got?
Well, I walk naked in my house, but
I didn't say physically. I said in your mind.
Oh, okay. But
Come on.
I do want to say.
Come on now.
I do want to say this, though. All honesty, I want to say this. Listen, for everybody out there, look, it is one thing. It's very easy to judge.
Yeah.
But those that judge have to understand something. How it feels when you are being judged.
Yeah.
Right.
Your judgment is powerful, more powerful than you think, especially when you use it for a negative reason.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you gotta understand that when the coin is flipped. But I love all y'all. I'll tell y'all now, listen, I always say it, love, and push positivity, man.
True.
We gotta get humanity back together, all right?
True. Miss Keela, what you got, boo?
I would say take care of yourselves. Have a good week. Thank you guys for showing up, joining the conversation, getting into it with us. This has been, I really, really, really like these live shows. We will see you next week. And if you see somebody getting up out themselves and saying something that is somebody else's business, just tell it, mind your business. Okay, it's safer that way.
Mind it.
Mind your business. And
Your lane.
Stay in your lane. Worry about you and your house. You will be healthier, and your skin is gonna be clear, and you'll keep all your edges.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Edges.
Business. We got some minding business people over here. So
I don't have no edges, but I do mind my business.
You do not have no edges.
strong.
You got to peel scalp.
You got pierced out. You have every edge possible.
Right.
I would just like to say, there's again, I think that if you don't know that if you don't have haters, you must be doing something wrong. So I'm dead serious. And if you have to be achieving something, doing something that doesn't set right in their spirit, where they feel like they have to come and lash out at you, or not even at you, at your character, at your at your business. Just reach out to you. I mean, just come for you. Let's say, are you coming for me? They gotta come for you. I will say that I'm not perfect. There's been several times where I have been down and decided, hey, I'm gonna quit. I don't want to do this anymore. I don't want to, whatever the case may be. There's been times I've had that in my life. And I had an employee of mine one time that I think she kind of saw me struggling with something for about a week, and she put a Post-it note on my desk. And I don't know if she knows this, but I still have the Post-it note that she put on my desk. Is actually here at my house now.
Wow.
And she wrote on the Post-it note, God didn't give everyone your drive. But people are blind to your drive because God only gave you the vision.
Come on.
And that sticks with me. So when everybody else doesn't see what it is you're trying to do, and everybody else doesn't understand why you're doing it that way, and everybody doesn't understand why you're making these decisions, they're not supposed to understand. They have not been given that vision and that gift in order to do that. So you got to keep doing what you're doing and stop looking for approval. Stop looking for numbers. Stop looking for comments. Because if that's what you're doing it for, you will always be disappointed.
Right.
Do it for you. All right, y'all. We love y'all. What you got to say is out.
Peace.
Peace.